And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, number 24. Gonna jump right into this. I literally just jotted some things down that were top of mind, but gonna, for the most part, try to freestyle this. But I did jot some things down just to give me a little bit of structure. To be honest, kind of been all over the place recently. Why not just explain? So pretty much this, what's been happening? This past weekend, I finished up. So I've been coaching, if you're just tuning in, I've been coaching a 12U 5th and 6th grade basketball team for the past 2 months pretty much. It's kind of like a competitive thing. For those that are familiar, it's kind of like, it is pretty much AAU basketball. So the idea is you're going around to tournaments all over the place, playing against other travel-like basketball teams. So we've been doing that for the past 2 months. Pretty much every Saturday has been taken up by basketball, either coaching myself or going to watch my little brother play because he's doing the same thing on his own team because he's a little bit older. But yeah, we just wrapped up our season this past weekend, and I think overall it was a really good experience for me personally. It's the first time I organized a team on my own. Like I've done a team for the kids at my school, the school that I work at, but this is the first time that I'm doing it all on my own, and it was a lot of fun. I think the group made a lot of progress. There was a lot of kids that were new to this this level of basketball. Let's say, I think I've mentioned it before, but it's pretty competitive. Most people that do it are really, they're really into it. These are kids that have played basketball a lot, that are practicing a lot, that are serious about it, and then on top of that, you got the coaches that are very serious about it too. So it's different, and it's. The way I like to put it to the kids is like you're going to be swimming with the sharks, and if you're not ready, it's going to be pretty rough. But if you stick with the process, if you're willing to walk into that fire and walk into that ocean with the sharks and, take your licks, you'll come out of it a better basketball player. You'll come out of it, if you go in with the right mindset, you'll come out of it a shark yourself, right? Like you'll learn what it takes to be a shark. You'll learn what it takes to compete at this level. And I think a lot of our kids really learned that. A lot of our kids really learned, what it takes to play basketball the right way, to communicate, set screens, move without the ball, pass the ball around, turn good shots into great shots, all that kind of stuff. Like we had a lot of cool moments. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of bonding with these kids, and just very grateful. The parents were very patient because it can be tough seeing your kids get their butt whooped, but the parents were really patient, and I appreciate that a lot. And so I also finished up the basketball lessons that I've been doing at the gym. Shout out to Courtside Sports Manteca for bringing me on as a coach there. I'll definitely be back at some point. Just going to take a quick pause on most things basketball related for the next couple weeks, which is good. I think I needed it. Pretty much for the past year and a half, 2 years, I've been going nonstop. So this is the first real break that I have where, funny enough, so I get off of work, I finish work at 4 most days, and so this is the first time, yesterday and today, this is the first time where I don't have an obligation after work, and so it's been, so far, it's been nice, not having to think about it, not having to plan. Usually I plan my practices every time. I plan my lessons every time, and every time it's different, it's new, it's based on what we've done before and what I think the kids need or could use, which takes a lot. I know what I want them to do, but to organize it and make sure everything, trying to get the most out of our time together, it can be tough. And so not having to think about that alleviates a little bit of mental bandwidth, or frees up a little bit of mental bandwidth, and just not having to prepare and get ready for it. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment, and wrapping up the school year, right? So my school is a little bit different because we're a charter school. We're on a different schedule, so we have 3 more weeks after finishing this one, and my little brother and most of the other schools in the area are finishing this Friday. So 3 more weeks to go. It's going to be rough because, you don't want to just give the kids like free time to come in and do whatever, but you also, it's like, we're pretty much at the end of the school year. You don't want to give them nothing too crazy, but you still want them to be learning, still want them to be engaged, and again, not just messing around the entire day. So it's going to be interesting to figure out what I do for the next couple weeks, but it's cool because the world is open. The kids have a whole bunch of things they want to learn about, and that kind of is good for me too, because I can look at all kinds of interesting things that I think would be relevant for a 6th grader and upcoming 7th grader to learn about. So 3 more weeks, just trying to make it through to the finish line. And it's funny, I started following some teacher meme accounts on Instagram, and they got a whole bunch of funny stuff about making it to May and like barely, pretty much crawling to the end of the school year. That's kind of how I feel, I'm still, like, for the most part, like, I still look forward to going to work, but it has been tough recently, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, just trying to make it 3 more weeks. I think we can do it. It should be no problem. Just power through, and not having anything after will be a little bit more of it'll help me a little bit. And the free time, man, now I can do all kinds of stuff. Like there's a whole bunch of errands around the house that I need to get done, but for the house and for me personally, cleaning stuff up, fixing some things. So now I have some time to get towards all of that. I have a little bit more free time to just work out on my own, like me, and like whether it's like weightlifting or getting shots up, or just going to the gym, on my own, doing my own thing. I have a lot more time to do that, which will be fun and interesting. And another thing I haven't really got to recently is my Big Dreamers basketball Instagram account. I haven't posted on there in a while. I've kind of neglected that, but I got a whole bunch of stuff to put out in the coming days, but no rush on that. I'll get back to it when the time is right. And I look forward to that too, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I can say and do and share. And I look forward to that. But I also look forward to getting a whole bunch of errands done too. So that'll be good. A whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, just fixing stuff up, cleaning stuff up, putting things away, organizing. I'm really big on that. So I think I'm going to do my best to use my time wisely, and then when I start to miss it, when I want to be around the kids again, I'll get right back into the basketball stuff, like right back into teaching at the gym. Probably try to organize another team, whether it's the same team or switch levels. It'll be cool once I get back into it. But what else can I talk about? Oh yeah, what else I put down? So again, not very organized, right? But just something that it's kind of been on my mind. Yeah, it's been on my mind, and I think it'll be interesting to talk about. So it's pretty much basketball. Hi. One of the students just stopped by to say hi. So yeah, funny that it's more basketball. But pretty much one thing that I've been thinking about for me personally is kind of this idea of being a complete basketball player. And the reason I've been thinking about it is because if you're just tuning in, I've been playing in this adult league for the past 4 weeks now and playing against some pretty good people. It's actually been a lot of fun, and shout out to my little brother for recording the games, so we have our game film that we can go back and watch. And for me, I usually take this mindset anyways, right? Whether it's playing pickup or playing pickup or just for fun. Like, I'm constantly trying to find ways to fine tune my game, add layers to it, score from different spots, impact the game in different ways, blah, blah, blah. But I think especially recently with the adult league, it's pretty competitive from my observation and from the games that I've played so far. And so for me personally, it's been a good way to really clean up a lot of things, like figure out, okay, like that did not work. This is how you should play. This is how people are going to try to play you. So you got to be ready for that. This is how you counter it. And all of it is just related to being a complete basketball player. I've been talking about it with my teammates and friends, right? Like, and anybody else that really is familiar with basketball or any sports in general. I imagine this is probably the trend where it's like, in order to be on the field, on the court, you got to be able to do a little bit of everything. Now, you're still going to have your specialists, right? People that are good at a particular set of skills, that are really, really good at a particular set of skills, but you have to be really, really good at those skills in order to justify you being on the court. Because if not, if you're just like average or a little bit above average, then you've got to be able to impact the game in multiple ways, right? And in the context of basketball, that means playing defense, that means getting rebounds, that means being active on defense, being a good communicator, being a good passer, being able to dribble the ball, being able to facilitate, being able to get to the basket, shoot from three, shoot off the dribble, shoot from mid-range, right? Just all these different things. Now, are you going to be able to do all of them? Of course not, right? But it's something that I've been thinking about a lot. And the reason being, like, I'm not a small guy, but I think relative to, like, once you get deep, like, into the competitive basketball, like, a lot of people, I am pretty small, right? Like, I have a slim frame. I'm also not the tallest. So for people like that, like, you have to be really skilled. And for me, because I am slim and short, not, again, relative, right? I'm 5'9", in case anybody's wondering. So I don't feel short, but again, relative to the people that I'm playing basketball against, I am pretty short. So for me, I got to be really skilled. I got to have high basketball IQ. And I guess the reason I bring this up is because it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, like, trying to figure this out. I'm a competitive person. Like, I'm definitely trying to win every time I step onto the court. I want to beat people. I want to lock people up. I want to win, right? But I also realize at the same time that it's not always going to pan out like that, right? But the beauty in all of this is that, okay, if you come into it with the right mindset, you can come away with some things to clean up, some things to fine tune. And so for me, just watching the past couple games, thinking about how, those games transpired and what went down, there's been a lot that I can take away from. For example, like trying to change the speeds at which I play at, trying to give a lot more counters, like instead of just making one move and go, like trying to make multiple moves to get the defense to react, right? Like if you just make one move, usually it's pretty easy for the defense to keep up with you. But if you can make multiple efforts, multiple moves, have counters, then eventually the defense is going to slip, and then that's where you find your opening to score or make a pass. Another one is getting more shots up. So for the most part, at least in recent years, like I haven't really been much of a shooter. I've kind of been like I'll get to the basket or cutting to the basket. I'll shoot, like if the ball swings and I'm wide open, like I'll shoot those, but I'm not really shooting too many pull-ups off the dribble, or I'm not really looking for my shot. Let's say, like, even if I catch it in a spot where I could shoot it, usually I'm trying to look for another shot, right? Whether it's for myself or for my teammates. But I've realized that, if I can start hitting off the dribble, off some screens, then it just puts a little bit more pressure on the defense to play the shot, right? And then that can open up driving lanes, that can open up other guys. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. And then just being able to find the open person. Usually if I'm attacking the basket, help defense comes, like I can get it to the first pass, right? But can I make a skip pass? Get it to the other side where they're not even paying attention. That's been a little bit hard in the games just because everything is so, it's like a real game situation from my feel. Like everything's pretty intense, very physical. Your vision gets narrowed a little bit, I think, because of just all that is going on, so intense, the moment, adrenaline, blah, blah, blah. So just trying to keep broad vision, trying to see the whole floor, trying to get people in the right spots, try to figure out what the angles are to attack, where the ball should be. It's been a lot of fun. It's a cool challenge, let's say, to think about in my free time. It's also the downside, of participating in an adult league. I think I mentioned this last time, but it's just the type of personality that I have where I want to, I want to excel, I want to do well, I want to win, I want to help my team figure it out. And we've had some good moments. I think it's interesting for us because not everybody has played together. It's also our first time for a lot of us in this particular league. So again, we're playing against a lot of people that, are really about basketball, that really think they're the shit. And, credit to them, they are. A lot of these people are pretty good. They've probably been doing this their whole life. So it's not like we're playing against casuals here. So it's been a fun challenge to think about. And then, I guess all related to being a complete basketball player. It's been fun. And for me, again, I'm still pretty young. I still love playing basketball, and I still love getting better at it, right? I want to be a complete basketball player, essentially. I want to be able to do everything. You throw me on any team, I can fit in on any slide, do whatever you ask me to, facilitate, shoot, get to the basket, play hard defense, rebound the ball, whatever you need, I think I can provide. And that's my goal, is just continuing to fine-tune my skills. And I think that's it's the growth mindset, it's self-development, all that kind of stuff. And this mentality, it translates to all the rest of my life as well, is just trying to fine-tune my skills, be better, figure out what went wrong, and just clean it up for next time, essentially. So I'll leave it at that. A couple more things here, just for fun, since we're on the topic of basketball, the latest in the NBA. So I've never really talked about the NBA, at least for a while, on the pod, so this would be fun. I'm a Warriors fan, so unfortunately we lost in the second round to the Lakers. The quick diagnosis of that situation, of that series, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think it was Game 4 where Lonnie Walker went crazy in the fourth quarter. That one was a tough one because the Warriors were in control of that game for the most part. They had the lead. They were going back and forth. Lonnie Walker pretty much kept them in the game up until the last couple minutes and then gave them the go-ahead bucket. And then from there, the Warriors just couldn't close out the game. I'm pretty sure that was when they had those weird turnovers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So you got the Lonnie Walker game. Shout out to him because he was hitting. He had 15, 16 points, something like that. So shout out to him for stepping up. That was big time. And then Game 6, they just folded. They won the game at home, obviously, to extend it to 6. But Game 6, they just folded. I think for me, none of the other guys really stepped up offensively. So you got Wiggs, Poole, Clay, all kind of, I can't remember too much about Wiggs, but I know for sure Clay and Poole shot pretty poorly throughout the series, but especially in that game. Steph too, even, but at least he had 30. So in my opinion, I think the Warriors lost that series. I don't think the Lakers beat them. Now, that's obviously biased, so take from that what you will. But I think had the Warriors had a little bit more scoring, whether all around or from another person besides Steph, I think they can, right? They could have they could have got that game 4, evened up the series 2-2, and then, from there, either it would have gone 7, or if they could have stepped up in game 6, maybe they would have ended it in 6. But, that's the way these things go. I think altogether, my hope is that for the Warriors, the loss, pushes them to clean stuff up, and I think that's probably their mentality anyways, but I think it'll be good. I think I've mentioned this before, but losses always, and this is not me, this is just pretty common knowledge in sports and probably in life too, where the losses really make you evaluate, right? Like, what went wrong? How can I clean things up? What do I need to get better at? What do I need to remember for next time? And, point out your gaps, right? Like, the Warriors definitely have a lot of gaps, things that they need to be a complete basketball team, right? So the one thing is like being a complete basketball player, but then the next level is being a complete basketball team, right? And I think they got the pieces. I think they can do it. And so hopefully it's just a matter of putting those pieces together, staying healthy, getting right, adding to your game in the off season, and I look forward to it as a Warriors fan. I'm sad that they're not in it, but I look forward to it. And as a basketball fan, I'm excited for what's to come. So pretty much I'm recording this on 5/23. Yesterday, the Lakers were just eliminated by the Denver Nuggets. They got swept 4-0. Unfortunate for the Lakers, but they just couldn't figure it out. I didn't really watch too much. It just seemed like the Nuggets were the better team offensively. And, I don't really have too much to say in terms of analysis, but clearly the Nuggets were the better team. And I look forward to seeing them in the finals. I'm a really big fan of Jokic. I'm becoming a fan of Jamal Murray. I like Bruce Brown. I like Jeff Green. I like Aaron Gordon. So they got a really cool squad. I really like Bruce Brown, actually. Like, he's an interesting X factor, interesting guy to have come off the bench. Plays hard defense, can finish around the rim, very athletic, runs the floor well, can hit a shot. I like that guy. On the East side, man, shout out to Miami, bro. They just been on a crazy run, taking down the Bucks, taking down, who did they beat after that? The Knicks, right? Jimmy Butler been going crazy. All the other guys, Strus, Caleb Martin, I think his name is. I forget the guy. The point guard with the headband. He had like 29 the other day. I can't remember. Gabe Vincent, I think is his name. Duncan Robinson. Bam has been going crazy. And then you got Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry. It's a cool squad over there too. And it looks like they're about to play the Celtics today. Looks like they're probably going to win, I would imagine. Maybe they get a gentleman's sweep, but I think they got this series in the bag. Obviously, you never know because crazy things have happened before. But it looking like it's going to be a Nuggets and Heat finals, which is really fun. I think for a true basketball fan, it'll be great because both teams are just, I think they're pretty deserving to be in this moment, right? At least from what they've demonstrated over the past couple weeks. I don't know who I'll be rooting for. I really like Jimmy Butler. I really like Jokic, both the way they play, but also the way they carry themselves. Like, there's no drama, there's no vanity. They're just about their business. They're about their hooping. So it'll be really fun to see what happens. Again, if the Heat can eliminate the Celtics. But, man, I think that's pretty much it. Other than, I guess, one more thing that I'll quickly shout out. So now that I have a little bit more free time, I recently downloaded a new video game called Elden Ring, and very highly rated. I think it won Game of the Year in 2022, I want to say. The couple people that I've talked to, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to Sosa, that I've finished the game, I think multiple times probably, but played it a lot essentially. Really highly recommended it too, and so I look forward to getting deep into this. People put like double-digit hours in like 80s, 90s, 100s even, so it's going to be a long game, but I look forward to it. I have a little bit more free time these days, so that'll be fun to get into and just chill, take my mind off of things and relax. I think that's kind of what I'm what I'm doing here is like I've been on a pretty hard grind the past couple months, but again, the past year, 2 years. So really just trying to take a chill pill, just focus on finishing the school year, taking the chill pill on the basketball stuff, but once the summer, a couple weeks into the summer, I'll get right back into it, and from there I'll be moving and grooving again, right? It's a marathon, so take your rest, get what you need, and then hop right back into the fire, I think is the move. And I think all that to say, like, very grateful for what I've been able to do, like to be able to just meet all these kids and teach in front of all these new basketball players has been a blessing. To meet a whole bunch of people through basketball, whether through playing or whether through coaching, has been a blessing. Friends, parents, family, athletes, to just do these things, I think is like very fulfilling. There's a lot of gratitude to be in this position. It's also really hard, but I think, again, that is exactly why I want to do all of this stuff, because it does put me out of my comfort zone. It does stretch my capabilities. And so, very grateful. I'm going to take the break, until I feel ready to hop back into the game, hop back into the fire. But for the time being, just going to chill. Going to continue doing this podcast. My hope is that in the next couple weeks I can get a couple guests on. There's a couple people in mind. I just need to reach out to them and make the arrangements, which will be, it's going to be a little bit tough, but keep an eye out. For the time being, it's going to be your boy. So tune in, holla at me. If you made it this far, thank you once again. I appreciate it. If you listen to the past one, the recent one, number 23, I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are on that, because that one did get a little bit spicy, but nobody has said anything to me so far, so be it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Shout out to everybody listening. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope whatever you're doing in your life right now is what you want to be doing. And we'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.